Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Buddy here at Bert's Garage, back on the MGB. Just want to take a moment to thank all my friends that I met last week in Black Mountain and the Swannanoa area of Western North Carolina for doing fantastic work, helping the people out, not charging anything for the hard work they do. myhandsandhearts.org. If you need to get in touch with them, or if you'd like to go up and volunteer, or you would like to donate, I would appreciate it if you would just contact them and let them know that I sent you their way. So a great group from people from all over the country, and they're helping these people in Western North Carolina, which you don't see much on the news anymore, but they still need a lot of help, and they have a long ways to go, but they've come a long ways too. So I'm very proud of these people for just rolling up their sleeves and getting the work, because they're not waiting for someone to come and hand it to them. So just wanted to tell you that and give you a little update on the MGB today. I want to turn this around and then we can see what I'm working on today. I'm just doing some small stuff today. It's a little cool. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be out here, but I will show you what I've got going on. Hold on. So I'm working on the back lights. I'm trying to save as many things as possible. I'm going to save the rear lights. I'm cleaning off the old paint. And I just want to make sure everything is nice and clean. The lenses I'll probably have to replace. Both of these are old and they're cracked, so I probably would just put new ones, but I really want to save as much as possible. Gotten some work done on the trunk. Got the gas cap in with all the new filler lines. So all that would be ready to go when I get ready to get it done. Just trying to figure out where everything is. And right now I'm working on the windshield. I want to get the windshield in, but I've got to get this area cleaned up real well. These are the vents that are inside the windshield, and there's a piece of material that goes where this blue tape is. I can't find my material, but I want to get these painted without taking them apart. And then I want to get the windshield back on, then I can start working on putting the windows back together. Got the rubber on both areas, on both sides, both new rubbers. Got all the seals on. Let me see what I've done on the front here. I got the place to help lines up the hood. Still haven't painted the hood because it hasn't been warm enough yet. But I've got new stainless steel oil cooler lines ordered. As soon as they come in, I'm going to start putting the engine back together. Oil cooler sits in here, and then I'm going to start figuring out where everything is and get everything back and clean. I do have both headlights in, all new rubber on the headlights, brand new headlights. So I'm waiting for decide on what I want to do as far as the headlights themselves. I've got as I'll show you, I do have the old headlights, but I think I'm going to go with something a little bit more contemporary since they have changed quite a bit. So hang in there. I'm working away a little bit at a time, and still the hood's pretty much ready to go. It's got a couple little places I've got to touch up today, and then when I get some 70-degree weather, I can go ahead and shoot the paint and put the clear coat and pretty much be done with the hood for now. I may replace this. I'm not sure what I'll do. I've got most of all the little dings out of it. It'll never be perfect, but the car's a daily driver, so it's going to look good when I finish. So thanks for hanging with me, and stay tuned. I'll give you an update a little later this week. So this is the window frame for the driver's side. Lots of the items are rusty. This is over 50 years old, so I'm going to take this all apart and clean it really well, and then I'm going to put a new seal around the side window, a new seal for the underneath here that sits on the door frame, and this will fit in here, and then this is a rail for the window to go up and down on. So bear with me as I get this stuff done, and I'll be right with you. All right, got the old one out, and now it's a matter of getting the new one in. And what you try to do is get it back in the track, get it on the far side, and work it from the front to get it all into the track that it will fit in. Just takes a little maneuvering. The new one's not anywhere near as difficult as getting the old one out. Then it eventually sort of like pops. You feel it pop right in. Careful with your fingers. You start working it in. Takes a little while, but get the corners in, the others fit really easy. Just like that, went right in. And you start working your way down and get the window back in there. This max weight product you get at Lowe's or Dollar General window cleaner is fantastic for stuff like this. It's a great cleaner. A lot of the car people use it for before they paint the cars. They'll put some of that on there to make sure that everything's clean. It works really well. Guess I can get the tags off now. I don't think it'll be going back. At this stage, with the weather's cooperated a little bit this week, hasn't been too cold, so I can get out here in the afternoon, around noon time, put a few hours in putting this thing back together, waiting for a couple parts, which I'm always waiting for parts. And once I get those parts, I'm going to start working on the fuel pump, redoing the batteries from 2 6-volt to 1 12-volt, and see if I can get this thing powered up and see if we can get it running. That's going to be a whole different animal, which will be fun. It'll be a challenge, I'm sure. Keep working it around. Buddy, back here at Bert's Garage, as you can see that I have started putting the door back together. I have the new side vents, all new rubber. Replaced all of that, put all new seals in, get ready to reattach that. and then I'll make the next step. I want to put some insulation in here for just on top of this, just for sound deadening, so it won't make a whole lot of noise. It'll be quieter. Also, what I plan on working on today, there's a little seal that runs around, right around here, and I have material, and I'm going to make my own seal, and then I'm going to get the windshield back in place so I can line all this up so both doors will have their vent side windows in, and then I could line the hood up. I mean, not the hood, I'm sorry, the windshield. So that's what I'm working on today. Let me show you a couple other things that I've done. Getting the lights in place. I did a little more fine tuning, a couple of areas that were showing bad marks on the hood, but the day is not going to be a good day to paint. Even though it's warm, it's windy and rainy. So I'm just going to tinker around a little bit today. This is a some sort of air, I guess it's some sort of vapor from the gas tank, so it collects the vapor so they don't get in the atmosphere. I redid that, cleaned all the lines. I'm going to probably put that back together today if I can find a picture that shows me how it goes. So that's where we are. I got a light there underneath here that I want to get a cover for it, figure out where it goes. So that's where we stand for right now. I'll give you an update a little bit this afternoon. I'm not going to bore you with following me around. And then I'm going to start putting sound deadening in the car to get all that done for the new carpet and stuff, which I'm probably going to order first the next month. But I got a lot of stuff to do. I've ordered some new oil lines for the cooler that goes across the front. I haven't gotten those yet. As soon as I get those, I'm going to start putting some of this back together. This is where the heater goes right here, and I want to get all that back in line. Start hooking everything back up, see how everything fits. So hang in there with me, and we'll get back with you soon. Thanks. Share, like, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. So this is the rail that the window rides up and down on. This is, you can see after all these years, it's so brittle, it just breaks apart in pieces. These are the pieces. It should be nice and flexible like this one. But after all the weather, rain, sun, this is what happens to them. So if you got it apart, you might as well replace this stuff. There's a one just like this at the rear of the window is attached to also that slides, and I've ordered the new felt for those. Should get those in today, and when I put the window back in, then that has to be done before I can put the window back in. One step at a time. use this glass cleaner. It's a great lubricant. Also, it helps clean out these tracks. Makes it a lot easier to slide the new one back in. Work this thing down into the track. And I'll probably have to do a little trimming off the back of this. But it fits in there pretty snug. So that's the part for the window that goes up and down. Let me go ahead and trim this off. Now let's take the window apart. Spring loaded. I'm going to drop these into this rust remover and let them soak a little bit. And the way this works is this window will actually come completely out once you remove the nut off the end of this screw. And once it comes loose from this little piece right here, up here in the front, then the whole window will come out. Oh. Gotta get a rusty washer off. And there that is. And here's the old rubber. These are tough to get out too. It doesn't want to come out very easy. A little at a time, a little at a time. I'll get right back with you. Let me get this out. All right. We got the new rubber all in. I want to clean all this up before I put the window in. But this is the new rubber. Fits perfect. Really nice. Also, I want to clean up all the screws and all the attachments before I put it back together. Trying to fight rust on a over 50-year-old British sports car is very difficult. So the more you can do, the better it'll be. So I'm gonna let that soak for a minute. I use steel wool lots of time on this chrome. It shines it up really good. The extra fine, use the extra fine, gets all the blemishes out of it and years of abuse. This car was not a garage queen. It was driven on a regular basis, it looks like, but I'm going to clean it up and get it back on the road where it's supposed to be. Get a little sandpaper for this one. This one's pretty bad. The other ones weren't that bad. I'll let it sit there a little longer. I'll put this back together. This little corner piece, the seal sits right in it, so you gotta be careful to get it lined up properly. I don't want to close it down all the way yet until I get this little lip over where it's supposed to be. That's more like it. So extra fine steel wool. You can also use it on glass. Gets a lot of the imperfections on this glass. This glass is just old. So I'm gonna clean up the whole thing while I'm waiting for the rust to do a little bit better job on some of these screws and nuts. We fit this through the hole here, which it fits up pretty good. Line it up, and then line it up on the pivot point on the frame. Too far. And you can close your window. See how the seal looks? Looks pretty good. An old car. I'll block that down when I'm cleaning this up a little bit. But the seal does a pretty good job. Good fit. So I'm going to clean this up and then I'm going to install it in the door and I'll take you along. So stay tuned. All right. Line up all the holes. It's pretty good. And then we've got some 2 screws that go in here with little big long nuts. And then I've got 2 bolts that go in here. And then we bolt it down to the bottom. pretty good. Did a little scratching, but hey, it's the way it is. So here's all my tools. Started. Takes a little bit of finagling. They don't give you a whole lot of room to work with, but they do give you some room. I've worked on some cars that didn't have any room there. Well, this one was a later 74, so they had changed a few things. It makes it a little easier for you. All right, I want to show you that the window is finished. All new rubber around the outside. All new seals here. This is a new seal, of course. I did that earlier. I have all new seals. All new seals around the outside. Weather trim. So that's where we stand. So when I come back tomorrow, probably, we're going to be working on putting the windshield in place. And once I get those in place, then I'll come back and work on each door, one door at a time, start putting it back together. I've already started with that side. I do have the latches have been installed. The vehicle identification has been installed. So back on the car again. If I could show that to you, which is here. It's all back on. I started putting some of the chrome back on a little bit today, and we'll see how that goes. Had a really tough time to getting to. I can't figure out where my hand is. Getting to these two, you can see on the other side there's a chrome piece that goes in here, but it's very difficult to go from underneath to get the screws on, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But in the meantime, I've got the bracket that holds the bottom piece in here for the window. I've got that. I got the rust off, and I put some Rust-Oleum on it, so I'm waiting for that to dry, and then I'll get that back together. But coming along, got side markers on. Still got to buff it and all that later, but it's coming along. So thanks for hanging along with me, and like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. All right, we're back. We're going to reinstall the window. Have the new felt runner for the window seal. The bottom seal's been replaced. This goes around the top here, keeps all the weather out. The rubber's been replaced on the wing side window. So now we're going to put it in the car and see if it fits. If I can remember how to do this. Well, I think we need to take this off first. want to sand that before I put it in there. So we sort of got to fit this into the door. Try not to scratch anything. Easier up there. Good. Line up all the holes. That's pretty good. And then we've got some 2 screws that go in here with little big long nuts. And then I've got 2 bolts that go in here, and then we bolt it down to the bottom. Looks pretty good. Did a little scratching, but hey, that's the way it is. So here's all my tools. Started. Takes a little bit of finagling. They don't give you a whole lot of room to work with, but they do give you some room. I've worked on some cars that didn't have any room there. But this one was a later 74, so they had changed a few things. It makes it a little easier for you. So I want to snug these up before I tighten everything up. Nice and snug. Make sure all this rubber seal is the lip covers everything, which it does. Which it doesn't. One little section's off a little bit here. Okay. Looking good there. Let me get my wrench. These gave me a hard time on the other side, so let's hope it's not that bad on this side. Much easier. Don't know why. Just want to get that one started, so I get this one started. Try not to scratch anything, but how successful that's going to be. So the next step, I'll be working on putting the windshield in and see how that fits with the doors. That should be very interesting to see how that works out. So this came together really well. Still got to tighten it all up, but I have to tighten up down here, but I want to clean all the rust off of this this bracket first. So I'll get back with you as soon as I can. All right, I want to show you that the window is finished. All new rubber around the outside, all new seals here. This is a new seal, of course. I did that earlier. I have all new seals. All new seals around the outside. Weather trim. So that's where we stand. So when I come back tomorrow, probably we're going to be working on putting the windshield in place. And once I get those in place, then I'll come back and work on each door, one door at a time. Start putting it back together. I've already started with that side. I do have the latches have been installed. The vehicle identification has been installed. So back on the car again. If I can show that to you, which is here. It's all back on. I started putting some of the chrome back on a little bit today. And we'll see how that goes. Had a really tough time to getting to I can't figure out where my hand is. Getting to these two, you can see on the other side there's a chrome piece that goes in here, but it's very difficult to go from underneath to get the screws on, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But in the meantime, I've got of the bracket that holds the bottom piece in here for the window. I've got that. I got the rust off, and I put some Rust-Oleum on it, so I'm waiting for that to dry, and then I'll get that back together. But coming along, got side markers on. Still got to buff it and all that later, but it's coming along. So thanks for hanging along with me, and like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.